So you've had the conversation and the other person starts crying. How do you deal with that? In today's session, that's what we're going to be looking at: emotional responses to situations. And I'm going to share with you the Sarah model behind me. But, you know, it is awkward, isn't it? You sit there, someone starts crying, maybe they get a bit angry. How do you deal with it? What is your strategy to calm them down and then move the conversation forward? Because this could be a derailing tactic, but you need to deal with it in such a way that's going to ensure that you have empathy and compassion for the other person. I remember one of my very first coaching clients that sat down, very first session, started to cry. I didn't have a clue what to do. And you start floundering, and it doesn't make you come across as come across as professional at all. And you then start bumbling around, walking on eggshells. You're not sure how to then move the conversation forward. I wish I knew this. So now if that happens, I just get them a glass of water, go out of the room, compose myself, come back in, and then we can crack on with the conversation that we need to have. So today we're going to be looking at giving you a strategy that will increase your composure, get you clear, deal with those awkward situations, and get you quicker, faster, better results while providing empathy and compassion. And it is the Sarah model. So what does Sarah model stand for? Sarah stands for shock. And these are the responses. You could get someone that's in a bit of shock, a bit of surprise that they're having this conversation. We've got anger or annoyance. They could be really angry. They could start standing up, become overbearing. They could just be annoyed and not even answer any more questions. They could be a bit resistance. It wasn't me, that was someone else. How do you know that? What's the cause of this? Oh, that wasn't me. Or you could get acceptance. So this is maybe when they start crying. Yeah, I completely understand. It was me. You could get that. Or it's maybe a cry for help. So look, I just need help here. I'm just up to my eyeballs in deadlines, or I just can't deal with it. Whatever that situation is. So we can have people that are shock or surprise, maybe anger and annoyance, have some resistance to what you're saying, which is quite a common one. They could just accept it. If you phrase that BIF model in the right way, you're going to get this, or you could just have the help. So how do we deal with these different ones? So if it's surprise or shock, you need to repeat the information. So, and you can say, look, I can see this has come as a bit of a shock to you or a surprise, but this is the case X. And you just repeat the information nice and slowly so they understand. Maybe you need to repeat that information 2 or 3 times for it to actually sink in, because as you know, when we go into shock, all of our periphery shut down and we're like, what's flight or fight mode? So we're sort of like just in survival there. In anger, if someone gets angry or they're quite annoyed, let them have their say, let them vent. However, you need to put some boundaries around that. So if they start becoming too aggressive, you need to label that. Hey, you're becoming too aggressive now. I'm going to stop this conversation for you to calm down. And then we're going to then pick it up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I think the biggest one within this one, let them have their say, non-judgmental. Do not take it personally. That's one of the biggest things I can say. Don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's a reaction to the information. Okay, maybe you found them out, maybe that it is a shock or surprise and they're just trying to defend themselves, because maybe it is a criticism of their self-worth, right? So let them have their say. Again, it's a little bit like that intention. Well, okay, tell me more about this. Resistance, you need to challenge it. So don't just accept, oh, it wasn't my fault, it's someone else's. You need to challenge it. Say, okay, will you tell me your story of events? Or actually understand that this isn't what you are expecting, but this is the situation. So you need to be pretty stern, you need to be direct, but still a little bit supportive in nature as well. If you have acceptance, then be prepared for tears, be prepared for those emotions to come out. And that's okay. Let it all come out and say nothing, okay? Initially, say nothing initially. And then once they've calmed down a little bit, maybe you've gone out to get a glass of water, you've come back, you've pushed the tissues that way, taken a breath, then you can say, I can see that you're upset with this situation, or this information I've told you. I can hear in your voice that it's not something that you're prepared for. You want to start labeling what you see, not understand. I understand what you're going through. No, you don't. They are them, you are you. We deal with each event differently. So you need to label what you can see and what you can hear, which will then de-escalate that quite quickly. If it is help, then it is around support. And you need to let them know what support is available. Most workplaces have employee assistance programs in which you can dial up a counselor free of charge with the hotline number just to talk about it. So here's the Sarah model. So shock, anger, resistance, maybe a bit of acceptance or help. We need to repeat the information and let them have their say. If they're angry and annoyed, we need to challenge them. If it comes to resistance, if it's tears, use the words, I can see that you're upset. Let them cool down a little bit, give them a glass of water. Or if it's help, then you need to just let them know what support is available. Don't try and force it on them. After you've done this and you've had that conversation, you need to go out somewhere where no one can see you, breathe, reward yourself and say, hey, well done for dealing with that situation compassionately and in a supportive way. Okay. More often than not, our reactions to that are based off our own self-worth, right? So if you are no good with emotions or you struggle with them, then you're going to really struggle when they cry. So it's actually in thinking about it for yourself and say, well, what would I like out of this situation if I was that person? Because what you're going to do is build that empathy a lot quicker. Use this in combination with the BIF framework, practice, rehearse, and script it. If you want that framework, then just email me, reply to the video, and I'll send it straight to you.